In today's video, we dropped stacks for a heroic boost. But was it worth it? Fuck, that made a mess. For the record, it's play money. I bought it on Amazon for like $2. Just roll the intro. So last week I killed Mythic Sylvanas.
We're not done yet. Any immunity you have.
Dispel Johnny.
Or fine. There's nothing left. Just... Yes.
Let's go!
We got US 69th on Sylvanas. Fuck yeah.
And this week I'm buying a heroic carry, but let's just figure out why I'm doing this. I'm a multi-classer. I've always enjoyed having alts. By the end of 9.0, I had 3 characters that were really geared. My druid was fully geared out from being 10 out of 10 mythic, and I had 2 alts that were around 223 to 224 item level, which was nearly max at the time. I ditched those 2 alts in favor of an Ellie Shaman at the start of 9.1 because they had a lot of hype around them. Since Sanctum of Domination came out, my poor monk and hunter had been left in the dust. And I figured, now that we killed Sylvanas, it's time to bring him back.
But Shu, why not wait until 9.1.5? Why not just gear it slower? Why not save your gold?
Well, there's a few reasons. 1, this makes a great clickbait thumbnail. 2, I'm impatient as fuck, and the Windwalker that I like to push with in my keys does a lot of damage. And 3, I was legitimately curious if buying a gold boost was worth it or not from a gold standpoint. I had some leftover gold on my old realm, so I figured why not? I reached out to a few different selling communities and I ended up landing on WD. I bought this on a Monday, which for a raid is the most limited day to do things because the reset is the next day. All in all, for 4 leather funnelers and a full clear, it totaled to be 1.35 million gold. There was a catch though, as because it was a last minute boost right before the reset, there would be no funnels for the last 2 bosses. So I did get a bit of a discount. I still think it was a fair cost as my monk was a baby character that was a transplant from Castle Nathria time anyway. So what did my monk walk in there with? My monk started the run around 223 item level, and it's also started with around 26 renown. And what did my monk walk out of there with? I made a little Excel spreadsheet to keep track of what I accrued over the course of the run, and here's what I ended up with at the end. I ended up with 11 items, 5 renown, 3 shards, and 1 239 conduit. With the 11 items, I increased about 12 item levels. Once I purchased a pair of 230 shoulders off the auction house for around 10,000 gold, that turned into 13 item levels. Let's also not forget that I came out of there with a full vault potential for the next day reset, which ended up giving me the decanter trinket. I was really hoping for a helm, but you know the decanter trinket is pretty good, so I'll take it. So how do we analyze this? Was it worth it? In terms of items alone, not including the vault value, this equates to around 122k gold per item. Heroic BOEs on the auction house usually fluctuate between 60 to 100k, so that's really not that bad. Now if we factor in renown, 3 shards and a conduit, and a full vault potential, I think that definitely makes the price tag worth it. I think also the time saved to gain 12 to 13 item levels with that much renown is definitely worth it as well. Most people would automatically equate WoW tokens to real money and say, no, of course you should not have just spent $140 on a heroic boost. But I would argue that it's not just that simple. I didn't deposit fake or real money into World of Warcraft. I just had gold laying around on my old realm that I transferred from. So it's not like I can turn that gold into real or fake money. And I figured, why not try it? Us WoW players are lazy, and we also like efficiency. To me, this seemed like a really efficient process. During those 2 hours, I was spoon-fed gear, I got renown, shards, vault potential, got a conduit, and I was also able to do a lot of stuff at the same time. I worked on the thumbnail for this video and script for this video while being able to record the actual sale that I purchased. Any other Shadowlands WoW activity where you can advance your character, you have to actively play in. Sure, you can renown farm in Torghast or farm Mythic 2s and put on Netflix, but I could literally die on the boss and wait 4 to 5 minutes for a res, and then rinse and repeat that over the course of 2 hours while simultaneously getting funneled loot. I got a lot done in that time frame. If I wanted to grind out my monk to be what I deem a playable level, then that would have probably taken 10 times the amount of hours as to what that heroic boost took. I have noticed criticisms in the community saying that people who purchase boosts are skipping the best part of the game, which is progression for the character, but I have done the awkward teenage phase of character growth multiple times before, and at this point that's not really enjoyable for me anymore. I did it twice in 9.0 with my monk and my hunter, and I did it in 9.1 with my shaman. I have a main that I do that on in mythic progression rating, and I also push for world keystone rankings. That is where my character progression joy truly lies. For my alts, I want to be able to have sufficient gear to adequately learn the intricacies of the character and the specs, and to be able to play them at a respectable level. Another part of stuff that I want to get across in my content is honesty, and honestly, I forgot to record the outro of this video. So here's me a couple days later forgetting to record the outro. So please, if you enjoyed the video, like it, do a comment if you think I wasted my gold or if I'm an idiot or whatever. Sub if you like it. Let me know how you liked the editing in this one compared to the last one. Constantly trying to switch it up, and yeah. Stay tuned for the next one. If you got ideas, let me know.